Hi, my name is Alyssa Torres, and I'm doing my presentation on the European Union, also known as the EU. Here is a map of the EU, and this shows all the member states that are part of it. As you can see, all the states that are in like the orangish color are the ones that have been inducted. EU's beginnings. The European Union was created to bring peace from all the wars that were occurring, starting with the Second World War, and there was many more to follow after this. And the 6 founding countries to become a part of the European Union were Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Now, as for the member states, there are 28, and they are all a part of the European Union. And the first was to be inducted were the 6 founding countries that I mentioned earlier, and that was in 1952, and most recently was Croatia in 2013. And there are still potential candidate countries that may be interested to join in the future. And below here is the list of all 28 member states, starting with Austria and ending with the United Kingdom. And here is a picture of the EU flag. As you can see, its primary colors are blue and like a yellowish gold, and it consists of 12 stars in a circle. The flag's meaning: the European flag consists of 12 stars that symbolize the ideals of unity, solidarity, and harmony among the people in Europe. And that's why it's in a circle. And in 1985, it was adopted by all the EU leaders as the official emblem of the European Union. The EU motto is United in Diversity, which first came into use in 2000. And the motto just signifies the coming together of everyone in creating the EU, and also how they work together for peace and prosperity. That's really their main goals. And since they are so culturally diverse, they are enriched with many different cultures, traditions, and languages. And this is really what makes the EU so unique. And continuing with language, since the EU is so diverse, as I mentioned, there are many different languages used throughout it, and it's very important for citizens to become multilingual. And this is because they want everyone to have as much opportunity as possible for employment, travel, and just for them to continue to educate themselves. The euro is actually the currency that is used, and it's used in 18 out of the 28 member states. The euro is very beneficial for people traveling abroad or just simply who want to use it to shop. And they began to use the euro on January 1st, 1999. And they also use banknotes and coins as well. And here's a picture. As you can see, this is all the euro, and then these are the coins here. And some of the coins are $2, as high as $2. Education. The EU believes that education is one of the most critical things that will be beneficial to all the citizens living in the EU. And each EU country is responsible for its own education and training systems, but the EU supports them to set joint goals and share good practices. As I've mentioned before, education is very important because they want to give their citizens as much opportunity as possible for them to not only travel around in the member states, but also around the world. The EU has put a number of institutions together to ensure that citizens receive the best education possible, and they also have grants available for students who may be in need of money for education. Like I said, this just goes to show how much they try to put forth in the education system so that people will really have a chance to get the education that they want. In health, the EU aims to give their citizens the highest quality health care. Their goal is to prevent illness and disease, promote healthier lifestyles, and protect people from health threats such as pandemics, which they have a wide range of areas that they cover, such as food, drugs, cosmetics, and etc. And this just goes to protect everyone. Like I said, they just want to look out for everyone's best interest. Family. As a mother or father, you are responsible for your children's upbringing, education, and property if they have any. And you also have the right to represent them legally. And in all EU countries, a mother automatically has parental responsibility for her child, as does a married father. In most cases, parents exercise them jointly. And for adoption, if parents are planning on adopting from a place other than their EU country, there are different set of rules for every country. And all EU countries do share some principles about adoption, which is if alive, the child's biological parents freely agree to adoption, and the adoption is granted by a court or administrative authority, and also that the adoption is decided in the interest of the best child. So they really go in depth with their adoption system here in the EU because, once again, they're looking out for the child's best interest. Divorce, the reason for which you can file for divorce or legal separation, as well as the other practicalities of divorce and separation, vary greatly from the EU country to another. There are a number of things that go into the process, especially if you have a child. You will need to come up upon an agreement pertaining to the custody of the child. So as you can see here, there's a lot that goes into this, especially paperwork. And if you do have a child, that's all depending upon the court's arrangement for you guys. And for the rights of the child, the EU focuses on the protection and promotion of rights of children. They're always looking out for what is in the child's best interest. And a child is considered anyone under the age of 18. Below are a list of services that protect and promote the rights of children: education and culture, information society and media, health and consumers, employment, social affairs and inclusion, home and enterprise, and many more. These are just a few I listed here, but as you can see, once again, just in the protection of not only their citizens, but they're also looking out for children. The EU Charter of Fundamental Rights. The Charter of Fundamental Rights of the EU brings together in a single document the fundamental rights protected in the EU. The Charter contains rights and freedoms under 6 titles: dignity, freedoms, equality, solidarity, citizens' rights, and justice. And this Charter was adopted in 2009. The Charter was designed to do the following, which is all the rights found in the case law of the Court of Justice of the EU, the rights and freedoms enshrined in the European Convention of Human Rights, other rights and principles resulting from common constitutional traditions of EU countries, and other international instruments. And basically what this is just laws protecting citizens and letting them know the guidelines for which they need to follow. And here's a picture of the EU headquarters. And culture, since there are so many cultures that are attributed to the EU, they make it a priority to make sure that it's accessible and preserve all the different cultures that they have. And here's a picture of, from the different member states, some important artifacts there. And they really do their best job and put a lot of money into preserving these artifacts. The EU supports the arts and creative industries through programs to help them make the most of the EU market in digital technologies, funding, help with research projects, and support for cooperation with EU and non-EU partners. And I just wanted to mention that the EU really does go out of their way to not only protect their citizens, but to help them prosper in their lives and always make sure that they're looking out for the citizens' best interest. So thank you for listening.